This is the all-new Porsche Cayman GT4, and just over that hill behind us is the Knock Hill race circuit in Scotland. I'll get to that in a second, but just think about this for a minute. This car is faster and more powerful than the model it replaces, and this is a mind-blowing statistic. It's 4 seconds a lap quicker around the Nürburgring than the Carrera GT supercar was. Try to get your head around that. You could be driving this, park it in your garage, and it's faster than a Carrera GT. So, the question is it the best sports car that Porsche makes? And I know 911 fans are going to hate it. We're going to try to find that out today at the Knock Hill circuit, but that's the question. Is this the best sports car that Porsche currently offers? The 4-litre naturally aspirated flat-six engine is a masterpiece, generating 309 kilowatts at 7,600 RPM and 420 newton metres between 5,000 and 6,800 RPM, with an 8,000 RPM red line and a top speed of 304 kilometres an hour. 0 to 100 comes up in 4.4 seconds, 0 to 200 kilometres an hour takes just 13.8 seconds. There's a 6-speed manual only, and the official combined fuel figure is 10.9 litres per 100 kilometres. Not that we're paying any attention to fuel use when we're flat out on a racetrack though. Still, the GT4 retains its day-to-day usefulness, as every Porsche does. At the end of a 3-hour session where the GT4s have been driven hard and without the use of kid gloves, there's not a thought of brake fade or mechanical exhaustion. They simply get trundled off to the far end of the pits for a bath, tyre pressure check, and that's it, ready for the next session. What's important to reconcile is the way Porsche has once again executed such a competent track car. The cars we drove all had fixed bucket seats, roll cages and fire extinguishers, part of the optional track package. Aside from those race-focused goodies though, it's as you'd expect from Porsche. The quality of the cabin, the stitching, the fit, finish and general design is all at the outer edges of luxury. Everything works faultlessly, even the wireless smartphone charging pad. I wonder how many track cars have one of them. So this is our outlap at Knock Hill up in Scotland, and we have the exhaust open because one thing you want with a naturally aspirated engine like this is as much noise as possible. I also have the automatic throttle blip set to on because when you're driving at this speed around a track you don't know, the less things you have to worry about the better, and blipping on the downshift is something the car can do better and faster than I can, so I'm going to let it do it. I've done a 5-lap session already this morning, and then I just went out and did a couple of hot laps with Mark Webber, and it did 2 things. 1, showed me how capable the car is, and 2, showed me how slow and how much of a muppet I am. So going out with a Formula 1 drive is a surefire way to remind you that you're not actually as good a driver as you think you are. In terms of the Cayman GT4, this thing is an absolute monster. I can't believe that this car is capable of doing what it's doing for the money. You know, I'm driving around a racetrack at warp speed now, worrying about braking points and apexes and where I turn in and when I get off the brake and how. And the thing is so composed and so flat. The steering's unbelievable. It's just an incredibly easy car to drive fast, which is the mark of any great sports car. So it's just unbelievable how capable this thing is, and I'm going to concentrate on driving and enjoy the lap. Okay, so we've reached the end of another test day, unfortunately. When you're on a day like today, you wish it could just go on forever. And I've learned a couple of things. One, you really need to sit in the car with someone like Mark Webber to see what this vehicle is truly capable of, because as we know, you're never as quick as you think you are when you spend time with a race driver. His talent is just mind-blowing, and it's incredible how quickly you can drive this Cayman GT4. Now, the second thing that I've learned is that I reckon this vehicle is easier to drive quickly, especially on a racetrack, than a 911. It's easier to extract the best out of for the average driver than any 911 I've tested at speed on a racetrack. And even guys like Mark Webber and the Porsche factory test drivers say the same thing. So I don't know that this is the best sports car that Porsche currently makes. I asked that question at the beginning. and you can argue about that in the comments section below. But one thing's for sure, this is the best value sports car that Porsche currently makes.